I'm Scott Crow of State Aquatics, and we are living in exciting times, especially when it comes to modern aquariums. Aquaculture is at its highest right now and only getting better. Our tanks are getting even silkier, sleeker, and more modern styles, and then we still have the old school styles that have even more advanced. If you want an aquarium, this is the best time possible to get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, let us help you build your best aquarium. Today we're talking about aquariums. New modern aquariums are unbelievably fantastic now because of how just big the industry has gotten. We're seeing nano tanks. When I say nano tanks, I'm talking about like small tanks from anywhere from 5 to 20 gallons like this one here become so popular among hobbyists, especially freshwater hobbyists, when it comes down to like freshwater shrimps and things like that as well. We're also seeing it big with freshwater hardscapes. When I say freshwater hardscapes, what I'm talking about is, you can see on this bigger tank here, is this wood style. We use a lot of different types of woods, a lot of rocks, and a substrate on the bottom. We're keeping it very simple, but it gives it a really cool modern day look that's just a living art piece. One of my all-time favorite things about the newer tank style, especially with like we're seeing with 50 gallons and under, either freshwater or saltwater, is we're seeing this all-in-one filtration, these all-in-one systems. What that means is the filtration system, the life support is what we call it, is all built into the tank. These work absolutely fantastic, especially if you're doing saltwater or freshwater, because you get a really good filtration system on that. Now, when we get into these bigger tanks, so you can see this big 170, this is by a water box, very sleek rimless look, we see more modern style, where we're getting full sumps right on the bottom. We're gonna get full filtration right to the bottom coming back up. This is a way better way of filtering your tank versus putting hang on back or a canister filter on this. The other reason why I like the water box system so much is the plumbing. You don't need to be an advanced plumber or really know how to do plumbing when it comes to these setups. The plumbing all comes with the setup. It's all ABS. It's already pre-styled. All you have to do is hook it up, and it's very, very simple. You can see where we have micron socks. You can put a spot where you want to put any sort of protein skimmer. If you want to put a refugium, if you want to put a return for our MS, you can bring that right up to the top. The other thing is too, I can use this for fresh or saltwater. You think this is going to work awesome on a saltwater tank? You should see what this can do on a freshwater tank. The tank looks so sleek and clean with that new modern style. It's very cool where we're going to see aquariums in the next 5 years. What I love about this style system is we want to hide as much away from inside the tank as possible. So what do I mean by that? I mean, I don't want to see a heater inside the tank. I don't want to see this big filter hanging off the tank. I want to make the tank as clean as looking as possible. Really what I'm going for is I want in my home or in my office something that looks like it belongs in a public aquarium. Something cut, clean, very sleek and sexy looking. The other thing I really love is the overflow box. So if anyone's ever had an aquarium at home, you know as water evaporates, the water level starts to go down. It doesn't do that in here. In a system like this, it would actually go down from the sump underneath where you can put an auto top off, so the water level will stay consistent. And you can see these overflows. These teeth right here is where the water overflows down into the bottom of the sump. These sump systems just keep the tank so much cleaner and is so much more easier in maintenance. Really what it comes down to when it comes to an aquarium, you want to make maintenance as simple as possible. That's what makes this fun. The harder it is to do, the less fun it is. And the other thing is looking for what we can do with lighting systems. Lighting systems have come a long, long way. They keep changing more and more. One of the ones you see on this system right now is we have a Reef Breeders Photon V2. Now we use either Reef Breeders, we either use Aqua Illuminations or Ecotech. On this Reef Breeders right here, it's very sleek, silk looking. It looks like it's designed very on that open top, and it's all controlled by a remote control. Now, rimless tanks and modern style tanks, they're awesome looking, but they're not for everyone. We live in New England, we like different styles. So one of the things I want to get into is specialty tanks. Specialty tanks like this one on the right of me and the one on the left of me, these are pretty cool when you get into cylinders or you get into bow fronts. You have half cylinders, quarter cylinders, which they call corner tanks. These are a different look, especially if you want color for something to match your woodwork. Over here you can see like an oak style tank. This is a cylinder where it's in the back. The filtration system has an overflow in the back, and then we put the life support on the bottom of the tank. The other cool part is you get the canopy where it covers the tank, so if you're worried about fish jumping out or something getting into the tank as well, where we can have a full feed and service section just like this. The other thing is picking and choosing what we're going to put in that. Whether freshwater or saltwater, that can all be done in this tank. We can put the lighting system, smaller style lighting systems on the top, and then a smaller life support system in the bottom. And then for ones that want to do very large life support systems, we can build custom life support systems in a basement, have that connected to this tank on the second floor. Now, something on a cylinder tank like this, where it's tall, we base any tank like this on top level, mid level, bottom level cylinders. But the other thing you got to think about is the rock structure on a saltwater tank, whether it's a reef tank or coral inserts on a fish only, or on a freshwater tank. What I like to use is hardscapes, or we like to use different types of woods, especially cool design woods like spider woods and anything else that's like that. You know, Malaysian driftwood, we get it to carapace wood, sabu wood. There's many types. So for a cylinder tank like this, I would use a piece like this, a big piece of spider wood, where it kind of builds up, and then we can take either live plants, you can do a Nubius or any plant you want, or you can use any sort of artificial plants as well to give it that look that you're looking for. So you're really using the full extent of the aquarium and have fish just around it, and really building that ultimate ecosystem. Same exact thing when we get into something like this bow front. Now this bow front, what I also like is the different colors on these modern style tanks. When we get into, especially the specialty tanks, is where you have a white and you have that oak, where you can see full cabinet tops, full cabinet bottoms. The other thing you notice is the shiny, the very glossy, has a nice sleek look to it as well. And also you can picture pretty much same thing, designing that rock work or that hardscape or that landscape for the style tank that you have to really fit what you're looking for. One of the other things we get into is the everyday commercial tank, the most common of all the tanks. This here is a Marineland 150. These are probably one of the most common tanks. Now, not necessarily a 150, but a Marineland or an aquarium tank. Those are the top ones, those are the most commercially available, and those are the ones you see at almost a local fish store or a pet shop is available. Now, the one you see here is 150. This is a nice tall tank. What I like about these is you have options. You have different types of options where you can pick different type of canopy, you can pick different types of stand, depending on our price range. The one in front of us you're seeing is the Monterey style, and this is like the more extreme end of the system, but it looks really nice. This one here is a cherry oak, and what I like about it is you can see it's got the doors where you can access the tank. We can remove the entire canopy to access to clean the tank, and also if we want to put life support on the bottom, we can do that as well. The tank you're looking at in front of us is a freshwater tank. Now, when I say freshwater tank, there's no overflow box system. There's no overflow box that comes down and goes into a sump like that. This is just a complete square. Now, if we're powering something like this way we can get into a hang-on back filter or a canister. For us, we try to put any sort of sump or any sort of advanced life support system on there as much as possible. If I was to run this tank, I'd run something like a Fuval FX6 because of the size. You really want to overpower any sort of freshwater aquarium. This is not the style aquarium you'd want to do saltwater if it doesn't have an overflow. But what's really cool about even this simple design is you have the canopy, the stand, the tank, but you could really decorate it for what you're looking for. Something like this looks absolutely beautiful in a home or an office, and you can really pick and choose the perfect type of fish for it. Whether we want severums, rainbows, top level, mid level fish, it just looks really nice. And we go very well on the decor artificials, and really seeing what we did with the Malaysian driftwood and Sayuk rock on the bottom. Now you get to see different types of aquariums. There's even more than this. I'm just showing you a slight touch of it as we're getting into it. There's custom aquariums, but the best time to get into aquarium is now. With modern technology, prices are becoming more affordable, and it's so awesome what we can do. And the aquaculture on fish is unbelievable. Things are really moving in this industry. If you have any questions, as always, hit us up in the comment section below. Stay tuned as we start getting into different types of aquariums. Freshwater, freshwater planted, reef tanks, and of course, I want to get into fish and show you guys some of our top favorite fish. I'll see you guys later. Till next time.